So if you've watched my previous video, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, did all of this come to be? You know, like, how credible is what it is that I've got to say? I've got no reason to lie. And I doubt very much that any of them will actually try to confront me and tell me that I'm lying, because I know what the truth is and I can prove it. But I, first of all, have to be comfortable enough to sit down and actually voice what it is that my experience was, what hurt me, and how a collaborative effort of people in a larger financial and influential position than I was able to take advantage of the position that I was in. Now, just to gain a bit of context, when I moved back to the UK, I was living in a HMO style property, which is a building that's split up into separate flats that are occupied by vulnerable or homeless or in need of new housing. And I believe that most of the HMOs that I've lived in, even including this one that I'm in right now, has illegal filming within the property, which has allowed my likeness to actually be used in the media in regards to the US, and also on TV broadcasting networks in the UK, especially E4. We'll get to E4 in the next part, but let me just continue because I had to make some notes because there's just too much to get to. Now, when I was living in the Caribbean, I would like to also add I was in St. Martin, which is a French and Dutch island combined, and there is a very large Haitian community within the island itself, which made it very easy and accessible for my likeness to be used in regards to music recorded by Kodak Black. My government name is Charisse. His song Jamaican, he actually mentions me by name in the song and actually depicts my abuse. If you go back and listen to the song or read the lyrics, you will see that there is a documentation mildly of my existence and the fact that, you know, the Z's look Jamaican. If you know, you know. I'm not even going to really speak on that too much because it is what it is. And that also led to my connections towards people that are in Florida and loving hip hop. We'll get to that part, don't worry. In regards to what I mentioned before in the other video, in regards to Beyonce and the use of my likeness and my... While I was in the Caribbean during the pandemic, we didn't really watch TV much. We just used to make music, freestyle, and have fun on the beach. And during me just entertaining my family and friends, or so I thought, my likeness was then fed overseas and used in order to make musical content for somebody who is known to be an evil witch. And what's come out about her at this moment in time and all of the things that she's done, it's not very difficult for me to speak on it now because people know that she's not amazing, she's not a wonderful person, she's evil. The people that she was mentoring at the time, the Bailey sisters, prompted by DDG, they actually took part in mocking my existence also and bullying me online, and also using my likeness and existence to make spoof shorts to actually interact with me in a way that made me feel as though I couldn't actually defend myself. Now, I don't necessarily think that the Bailey sisters are terrible human beings, but under the supervision and guidance of Beyonce and Hailey being prompted by an online known troll like DDG, who's very connected to chrisean and Bluface at the time, it's all starting to make a little bit more sense. And this is something that I had to figure out on my own, by myself, and couldn't still understand Why do these people seem to hate me so much, and I have never even breathed the same air as them? I have never even met them. I have not even interacted with them online. Like, what is the problem? The problem is they saw bigger celebrities that had more money and more influence doing something that seemed to be trending at the time, and they thought that it was a wonderful thing for them to do. And slightly, not as aggressively as before, they still continue to do that. I am speaking on it now because everything is getting exposed. Everything is getting exposed from the top to the bottom. So why not contribute? Because most of these people contributed to my mental demise. So it's only right that I actually get to speak my truth too. So the reason that this has happened to me is because I was being human trafficked, and I was also being used as a specimen for egg harvesting. One of the interviews that Bluface and Chrisean did, Bluface is actually wearing a black glove, which is one of the calling cards for egg harvesters, because that's what they do. They use a glove to actually retrieve your egg to let you know that you have actually been trafficked in that way or used in that way. Because I've been in isolation in a property where I have been drugged, poisoned and humiliated, this was something that's been allowed to happen to me too. So even that song that she made with that young white boy talking about baby, 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 it was just a mockery and mental torture towards somebody that was going through trauma. She's not a nice person, she's evil. So all of this, oh, let's make music about Jesus and all of the rest of it, like, pull the other one. If your baby father was out right now, you would have continued to traumatize my life. You would have continued to make a mockery out of me. You and Zeus Network, Natalie Nunn, and the whole production of Baddies, that storyline and synopsis for the actual program itself, based off my trauma and my existence that I experienced in the Caribbean where I was living, and they have completely monopolized on that. If I had the finances right now, I would actually prosecute these people for what it is that they've done to me, because everything together, all in one, it actually points in the right direction. When I was trying to piece it all together, trying to hold on to my sanity and still almost do a private investigation on my own life and my own self, it was very, very difficult for me to actually grasp how, why, when, where and who. And now that I am actually in a position to articulate that and speak my truth, I'm going to speak it. I don't care who wants to believe me or who thinks that I'm lying, because at the end of the day, nobody knows what it is that I went through. I had to heal myself. I had to help myself. Nobody has helped me with this. I've got no family and friends to actually speak about this with or to help me with this situation. I've only been using TikTok as a way for me to be able to build my confidence and for me to be able to get interactions with people that are not like these people that have actually been monsters towards me in my life. And again, I don't hate them. I hate what they've done to me, because I wanted to have fun with my family and friends that I was with in the Caribbean. I didn't want to be a music artist, but they saw the potential of my talent and basically sold my spiritual gifts to Hollywood, and it continued. The Dopplegangers still continue to this day, and that is why there is going to be more than a few parts to these videos, because it's just too much to mention. I haven't even got to the bar base of this. And I know they're not going to be happy about it, but I don't care, because nobody was there for me when I was breaking down, when I almost lost my life because of the wickedness and the evil torment that you put me through. You didn't care about what it was that I was going through. So I'm going to speak my piece, and if you don't like it, scroll.